Hello YouTubers, Monkey Jr. here for another video of Bare Bones Monday. The gun featured in today's episode will be the M249, and it was requested by Bayo Fusion. So the M249 is actually a light machine gun that originated in Belgium. It is the standard issued light machine gun for the United States Army, and it is in Battlefield 4, obviously, for the support class. So going right on to the stats of the weapon, the maximum damage is 24.5 and the minimum damage is 18. Drop off starts at 8 meters and ends all the way at 65 meters. Fire rate, it's got a cool fire rate of 800 rounds per minute. Muzzle velocity of 620 meters per second, suppressed 350 meters per second. The bullet drop on this weapon is actually a lot higher than most of the other weapons. It's 15 meters per second squared, which means that if you use it for a very long range, you're going to have to compensate for the bullet drop. Mag size 200, always awesome for choke points and laying down suppressive fire. The reload, doesn't matter if it's empty or there's bullets left in the actual box magazine, it's going to take you a massive 6.2 seconds, so you're going to want to time those reloads pretty well and make sure that there's no enemies around there, or have a very trusty sidearm. The recoil is 0.325 up, 0.4 left, 0.4 right, so you're not going to have much side-to-side recoil, but it's going to kick up a little bit, and it's got a first shot multiplier of 1.5. So that means you're going to mainly, using the LMGs in Battlefield 4, you have to tap fire or burst fire them. It's not meant for holding down the trigger. Compared to, let's say, Battlefield 1, if I can compare, the LMGs in that game, actually the accuracy increases the longer you hold the actual fire button down, which is the contrary to Battlefield 4. The longer you hold the trigger, the less accurate you're going to be. So you're going to want to actually burst fire this weapon. The iron sights are kind of shit for the M249. They're not the best, but you can manage using this weapon with nothing on it. You can do just fine, but I was having a hard time actually keeping my sights on the targets, especially when I started shooting, because of the muzzle flash and the bad rendering of the iron sights. I was having a lot of trouble seeing if there was actually people still left in front of me when I was firing. So that's something that is a little bit trickier with the M249 using it stock. So moving right along to the attachment part of the M249. The optics, I just put the Coyote red dot sight because I don't really use this weapon for longer range or medium range combat. For the accessory, I just throw on the green laser. You could also put on the magnifier to give you a little bit more magnification for that. For the barrel, now it depends. If I'm trying to play sneak out or chuck on a suppressor, but if it's just like hell everywhere around me, I'm just gonna run it stock. Just because I'm gonna be able to recover from the bullet spread a lot faster when I stop firing. For the underbarrel, I just put the stubby grip because it improves your accuracy when you're shooting an automatic fire. So I find it's worth the trade-off for the bullet spread penalty that you get. I don't see the point. You can also use a bipod if you're trying to, like, let's say, defend on a rush and you're sitting on top of a rock or something like that and you want to put down suppressive fire. Bipod's going to help you a lot in the weapon stability, and you're going to be a lot more accurate. So finishing up the video on some Lost Islands domination, which isn't very common, we were playing in a pretty big server. It was 48 players, so it was kind of chaotic. So the M249 was an awesome choice for this map because I had so many bullets in the box magazine that I didn't have to reload that often. I could take care of multiple targets without even having to think about how many bullets I had left in my box magazine. And it was also great because there's a lot of choke point corridors, so I could just lay down fire through those corridors and get a bunch of kills, and at the same time help out my teammates because I was putting down suppressive fire, and that would help them be able to actually pass the corridor or flank or whatever. So it was actually a great pick for this map. I really like the M249. It's if you learn how to use it and you learn how to shoot with it, it can be a monster. It's very good for, I use it a lot for a close quarters rush, such as Operation Locker Rush, Operation Metro Rush. When you get into those close quarter battles, you can lay down a shit ton of fire and help out your team a lot by suppressing the enemy. So all in all, M249, great weapon for a close medium range. Longer range, not the best, but I would suggest using this weapon. But yeah, that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you would like to leave your own suggestion for next week's episode of Bare Bone Monday, please do so down below in the comments, or you can also send me a Facebook or Twitter message. But yeah, Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.